về Việt Nam, kệ cho nó. Không phải mai mình về mình làm lấy sách, kệ mình hôm nay kệ cho nó. Như hôm qua bảo cái Ngân kêu bảo gọi đi cho thầy xin, mẹ mình gọi mấy lần ôi rồi nó đang ở đây thì các bạn bảo.
Okay, so I was going to show you some applications for C4D.
Việt này mồm miệng.
This was measuring anions and cations in drinking water. This was done from a group in Romania. So this is their instrument here with the EDAC C4D. These are the working conditions. So but when you have a research paper, it will normally tell you which C4D frequencies were used. So here the frequency was 100 kilohertz, amplitude 100%, and there's a gain, like a head stage gain inside here. You can turn on or off. So that's the C4D settings here. And these are the results. So this group, these are the cations they measured, the limits of detection, and then this is the research paper they wrote. Okay, so this was the group I was telling you about. This is in Scripps in San Diego. They what they want to do is measure total dissolved inorganic carbon in seawater. Now, how do you do this? Well, they're going to get some seawater, like a discrete amount of seawater, and they're going to mix it with hydrochloric acid. And it's going to go into this mix-in chamber, and it's going to go on this side. Now, there's a membrane here which is being filled with sodium hydroxide. So the carbon jumps across and goes and gets measured with the C4D. Now, at the moment they're doing this in the lab. This is the head stage here from EDAC. And what they want to do is put this in a submersible, like a little submarine, which they just put the submersible into the sea, and the submarine goes deep into the ocean and does this analysis automatically, automated. And it comes to the surface every now and then, and it communicates with the satellite with the data. So this group will be doing this soon. This is a group in Denmark who were they go to the North Greenland and they take ice. So they cut a core of ice, this big block of ice. Now when you do this, you're looking back in time because the stuff at the surface is today. But as you go down, it's like 100 years ago, 200 years ago. So it's trapping information of the atmosphere back through time. So this group, they collected an ice core, and the ice core they put it on top of a heater, and this heater melts the water, and so you get water flowing here. It's you're taking the gas out, the debubbler, and then they're measuring different things. So they use the C4D to measure the conductivity. They also compared that with a conductivity meter, like a benchtop conductivity meter, and they did various other analyses like dust particle absorption spectroscopy and fluorescence. So this was the equipment they used. These are the results they got. So you can see, this is today, and this is going back 10 years, 20 years. There were peaks here. There were peaks in the data here. So the black lines indicate peaks in both conductivity and hydrogen ion concentration. So it's possible that the two peaks between 1980 and 1990, so these peaks here, are volcanic eruptions. So if you have in the world, if you have a big volcanic eruption, it sends a lot of dust into the atmosphere, and that gets trapped into the ice, which can be measured by collect the ice and by looking at conductivity. And this is various calculations. So we have calcium concentration, sodium, the dust, and the conductivity frequency. This is C4D.
Áo xanh xanh kìa.
Okay, do you wanna- Spin it again? Yeah.
Bây giờ tôi sẽ Dr. Oliver sẽ hướng dẫn trực tiếp trên máy cách cài đặt và sử dụng phần mềm đo để có hiệu tốt nhất. Xin mời đây.
Okay, so you can use this equipment with two types of software: PowerPrem software and chart software. Today we're going to have a look at PowerPrem. So PowerPrem software is designed to record chromatography data. So it can be data for capillary electrophoresis, microchip electrophoresis, but it can also be for HPLC, GC, gas chromatography. So any chromatography type data. We sell this software to connect to, if people have a HPLC or GC instrument, they can use this software. When you open it, you get this table. Most people will start with a manual run. You get this manual sampling window. You can choose how long the run is going to last. So if you know your run is going to last a certain number of minutes, you can put the value in here. Otherwise, you can just click when the stop button is clicked. You put in the hardware settings. This sets up the hardware settings. So we connected to input 1. This is where our C4D head stage is connected. The C4D amplifier is a little test window which shows you what's recording. So at the moment I put a capillary in here, and then this capillary there's a little drop of liquid. So as I move this, you can see it's changing. Okay, I think that's not changing more. So this is a little test window, and this is where you can set the range. So typically what's important is to choose a low range, probably about 50 or 100 millivolts, because your peaks are going to be very small, and you don't want to choose a range which is too big. Because earlier on in the lab, we were measuring peaks, which saw peaks that were about 2 millivolts high. The chosen range was 1,000 millivolts. So it's important to choose a range just above how big your peaks are going to be.
Tức là trong quá trình đo thì mình phải lựa chọn đúng cái khoảng đo. Ví dụ như là trong cuộc y của mình, với độ phân giải của chúng ta là ổn định, nếu mà chúng ta không nhỏ cái khoảng đo lại từ 10V xuống còn 100mV chẳng hạn, độ phân giải phải cao hơn và độ nhạy sẽ tốt rất nhiều. Ví dụ như một cái pic của ta, nếu mà khi lên tín hiệu nó chỉ khoảng 2 đến 10mV, chúng ta chỉ nên chọn cái khoảng đo tầm khoảng 20mV cao hơn so với cả độ phân giải một chút. Vậy thì ta sẽ đạt được cái độ nhạy cao nhất.
Okay. So that's the range there. It's quite good to put like a 10 Hz low pass filter. This will make your signal a lot less noisy.
Và chúng ta có thể loại bỏ những cái nhiễu nền bằng cách đặt chế độ tần số thấp, lọc bỏ tần số thấp. Và cái này không chỉ ứng dụng cho đến editor thương phẩm mà ngay cả những editor tự tạo thì chúng ta có thể sử dụng tính năng này với chat.
Okay, so this is where you put the in sine wave you're applying to the first electrode. You can change the frequency and the amplitude. Now, if you're not sure what frequency to choose, you can say start at something like 80%, 600 kilohertz. It's best to use a C4D profiler to test different frequencies, different amplitudes, and to see which ones to choose. And it depends on your background electrolyte. So you just need, when you're using a new background electrolyte, you just need to do the test, find your settings, and then you can keep using those. You don't have to do it every day or every week. You just when you start using a new background electrolyte.
Như mình từng nói là với mỗi một buffer có độ dẫn khác nhau, chúng ta cần phải đặt cái chế độ tần số kích thích và amplitude khác nhau. Và nếu mà không dùng cái C4D profiler thì chúng ta sẽ phải tự dò ngay trong cái phần mềm Power Pro. Nếu tích hợp thêm cái phần